He's climbing in your windows. He's snatching your people up.
Trying to rape them, so you need to hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husbands too, because they raping everybody out, yeah.
Hey guys, Chris here with Color Coded, and today we have the one and only Antoine Dodson.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here today. You know, it's been 10 years since first going viral. Can you believe that?
I know it do. It feel like it happened like last year.
So take us back to July of 2010. Now, you're 24 years old, and what happened to you? Because a lot of people know you from this quote-unquote amusing or funny interview. However, what you just experienced minutes before was pretty traumatic.
I will never forget that day. I hear a whole bunch of rumbling in my dream, but when I open my eyes, I continue to hear it. So I'm like, oh my God, this is real. Like, what's going on? I'm hearing my sister's voice, so I ran into the room and I bust open the door, and it was a guy on top of her, and he was just choking the life out of her. So oh my God, immediately I thought, like, I need to get this dude off my sister.
Was he ever captured?
No, he was never captured, but you know, the streets talk. So.
I know you call it a blessing in disguise. Why is that?
Because the neighborhood that we were in at the time, anyway, it wasn't no secret. It was the projects in Huntsville, and that one situation changed the way that we live from here on out. And so, but we were able to get out of that neighborhood, which came the blessing.
You don't have to come and confess. We looking for you. We gon' find you. We gon' find you.
Now, after that moment, you kind of just blew up. You had over 250,000 downloads of your song.
It sold over 1 million copies.
1 million copies? What?
Yes, it went certified gold and platinum. That was pretty dope for it to be like an accident.
Because to you, it was just, you were outside your home, a random television reporter came up to you, so you didn't even expect any of this.
No, actually, I didn't expect anything. What happened was I just couldn't sleep that day. I was like, I'm gonna get on this. I'm gonna get in the Yellow Pages, because at the time, Yellow Pages was important. And I called a lot of investigators, and one person finally called me, and he was like, yeah, we're gonna come out there and check it out. We're gonna need to get evidence and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, I need you to bring that suitcase. So I guess he was cool with Elizabeth Gentles from WAFF 48 News here in Huntsville. And when he pulled up, she pulled up behind him. So Elizabeth Gentles was like, you want to say something? I was like, yeah, well,
Obviously, we have a rapist in Lincoln Park.
What people don't know is that I don't know if it was the same rapist, but it happened again the next day in somebody else's apartment across the street.
The next day?
The next day, they must be really be high as hell to have that type of mentality to want to come up in somebody's place and don't think you're going to get hurt behind it or even killed.
My next guest went from being an angry brother in the hood to an internet and worldwide superstar. For his first late night interview, everybody give it up, Antoine Dodson.
Then came the television interviews, and then the TV appearances, award shows, and things like that. How did it feel with so much happening at one time?
It was nice until I moved to LA.
What happened in LA?
Well, obviously, I went to LA with this whole plan in my head, like, I'm going to get big, you know what I'm saying? I went down there and got a house that was $4,000 a month, that I knew that it was just too early on, you know what I'm saying, to make those type of decisions. But you know, all these and they hyping my head up like, yeah, so how you doing it? Look at this house, you know what I'm saying? Man, I thought it was the truth until I met Kelly Hawk started introducing me to her people. They study telling you like, oh, you just need publicity. You know what I'm saying? You got to do a little free publicity to get the gigs for the money and stuff like that. But they was making money off me the whole time.
So after that, you were just like, it's over. Like
no, I stuck with it. I stuck with it, and I continued to work with the people, even though I knew that I felt like I was being played. But I was trying to come at it as like, okay, why they think they're using me, I'm gonna use them, and I'm gonna go my separate way. So, but it came to a point where I actually told the PR person I was working with, I was like, you know what? No, I don't want to go to the event or whatever, because I feel like you're making a lot of money off of me and I'm not getting a dime at it. He couldn't take that as a no. Oh, he got heated. beating down my doors, you know what I'm saying? I'm
No.
talking about beating on all my windows and stuff. I'm talking about, it was so crazy. Like he was trying to break in my house. It was just really crazy and I was alone. So I said, I gotta go.
Things died down, I guess, a little bit for you after you came back home. You take a little bit of a break from the public eye, and you really didn't make too much headlines until 2013 when you announced that you had became a Hebrew Israelite. Talk to me about that choice.
So I was learning stuff, and the more I learned, I started learning about like the true culture of Black people. And I learned like, oh wow, I see why we're the chosen people. We are the people of the book. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that you just wake up and become. It's something that you learn that that's who you are.
After learning more about yourself and who you were, like what types of choices or things that you have to change to adapt to this lifestyle?
To be truthfully honest, I wasn't looking to change anything in my life. I actually was looking to enlighten myself. You know what I'm saying? At that time, I was young. I'm finding myself. And let's just be clear, because when I did that Facebook post, I didn't think it was gonna go viral like it did. And I was like, look, I'm tired. I was messing with a guy and it was not getting along. We were not getting along. We were getting into it. We were fussing and fighting. And I was like, look, I can't take this no more. If I'm gonna go through this type of situation with a dude, I'd rather go through this with a girl or whatever. And so I made that post on Facebook and it went viral. And it was like, damn, I can't even come back from this post. It didn't went viral. Now I gotta live this shit up. I ended up actually falling in love with a friend of mine, and we had a child together and everything. So I was like, oh my God, this is beautiful. And that didn't last. And I wasn't mad, and she's moved on with her life. I moved on with my life. We're still cool. We're like best friends again with the child.
So later you got your CDL to work in the school system as well as your sub-license to teach, right?
But I got my CDLs and my sub license and my OSHA license and my janitorial license. Like, this is not something that I just started. I've been licensed up ever since I was 18. But when I had a kid, I was like, man, I want my son to be the best of the best. I want him to have the best education. But how can I still be a part of the school system where my son is? Oh, I could be a CDL driver.
That's cool. So these days, how are you spending your time at home in quarantine? I know we're all going through it right now.
I am, for the simple fact that I am a coronavirus survivor, and it tried to get me, Lord. But in July, I caught it early July, and I was doing the CDL. I was driving city transportation here in Huntsville. And I just kept coughing and getting shortage of breath on the bus. And I knew something was wrong then, but I stayed focused. I kept going to work and stuff like that. And then July 7th, I got really, really sick. Like my ankles and everything, my calf muscles, from the shortness of breath and the losing the taste and stuff like that. I got really, really sick to the point where I had to be rushed to the hospital.
I am so f***ed up, it's not funny. Something is out there and something is wrong, and it led me here.
So I'm like, oh Lord, I'm getting ready to die. Oh my God, it's gonna be a hashtag rest in peace, Antoine. Make sure y'all flat iron my hair. I just knew that I was gonna die. I was like, I gotta be beat. I gotta have a cute casket or whatever. Like, I just can't go. I was really like, I really thought I was gonna die. But I got through it. It took 3 weeks to get through. And finally, when I tested negative, I called my job. I said, hey, I'm negative. I'm ready to go to work now. They said,
And I'm glad you're doing safe right now, actually. It's not a disease to play around with. And before we go, Antoine, you know I gotta ask. We gotta hear your famous line.
Well, obviously, we got a rapist in Lincoln Park. He's climbing in your windows. He's snatching your people up, trying to rape them. So you need to hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husbands too, because they raping everybody out here.
Thanks so much, Antoine. I know you get that 24/7, but I had to ask. Everyone be sure to stream the song That Intruder. It's actually still on all platforms 10 years later. And in the meantime, be sure to stay safe, and we'll see you next time.